What's up everybody, it's Money $3 back with you for a look at the current state of the smartphone world. You guys know how much I love tech and the smartphone market is always changing. Welcome to our latest update on the global smartphone market for 2024. We're talking numbers, trends, and all the big players in the game. Who's making moves, who's falling behind? Today, we'll be diving into the top mobile manufacturing countries and the latest market share statistics. We're going to break down the big three: China, India, and Vietnam. It's going to be interesting to see how things have shifted even since last year, so stick around for the details. So, let's kick things off in China, a country that's basically synonymous with smartphone manufacturing at this point. They've been at the top of the game for years and for good reason. We're talking about a massive network of factories, skilled labor, and a deep understanding of how to build tech at scale. For 2024, China still holds the crown, producing about 50% of the world's smartphones. Now, that number might seem huge, and it is, but it's actually a slight dip compared to previous years. Don't get me wrong, China's still a powerhouse, but it's clear that other players are starting to step up their game and diversify the manufacturing landscape. Think about it. Companies like Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, OnePlus, they're all based in China, and they've been putting out some seriously impressive devices. Not just in terms of specs and features, but also build quality and design. One of the biggest reasons China's been able to hold on to the top spot for so long is its incredibly efficient supply chain. We're talking about raw materials, components, manufacturing. It's all right there. This well-oiled machine means companies can pump out phones quickly and affordably. And let's not forget about the sheer size of the Chinese domestic market. They've got a huge population that's hungry for the latest tech, which gives these companies a perfect testing ground for new ideas and innovations. However, it's not all smooth sailing for China. Rising labor costs, increased competition from other countries, and the ongoing trade tensions, particularly with the US, have created some challenges. Next up, we're heading over to India, a country that's been making serious waves in the smartphone world. In the past few years, India has transformed itself into a major manufacturing hub, and the numbers don't lie. They're now responsible for around 20% of global smartphone production, and that number is only going up. So what's fueling this incredible growth? Well, a few things. First off, India's got a massive and increasingly tech-savvy population. They're hungry for smartphones, and that demand has attracted some of the biggest names in the business. We're talking about Samsung, Apple. They've both set up shop in India, building massive factories to meet the demand. And it's not just about the big players. Indian brands like Micromax, Lava, and Carbon are also gaining traction, offering affordable devices tailored to the local market. But it's not just about demand. The Indian government has been incredibly proactive in encouraging electronics manufacturing. They've implemented policies and incentives designed to attract foreign investment and boost domestic production. And it's working. These initiatives have created a more favorable environment for companies looking to set up manufacturing operations in India. This combination of factors, a huge market, government support, and a growing pool of skilled labor, has made India the go-to destination for smartphone manufacturing. And as India continues to invest in infrastructure and technology, their role in the global smartphone market is only going to get bigger. Finally, let's talk about Vietnam, a country that's been a major player in the smartphone game for a while now. While they might not be grabbing headlines like China and India, Vietnam has quietly become a manufacturing powerhouse, currently accounting for about 10% of global smartphone production. Now, you might remember a time when Vietnam was actually the second largest manufacturer after China. And while they've been overtaken by India's meteoric rise, Vietnam is still a force to be reckoned with. One of the biggest draws for companies setting up shop in Vietnam is its strategic location. Situated right in the heart of Southeast Asia, Vietnam offers easy access to other key markets in the region. And just like India, Vietnam has been proactive in attracting foreign investment, offering incentives, and creating a business-friendly environment. This has attracted big names like Samsung, who have established a significant presence in the country. In fact, a large chunk of Samsung's smartphones are actually made in Vietnam. But it's not just about Samsung. Other major players like LG, Nokia, and Oppo have also set up manufacturing facilities in Vietnam, taking advantage of the country's skilled labor force and competitive manufacturing costs. What's impressive about Vietnam's success is that they've managed to carve out a niche for themselves in a highly competitive market. They've focused on quality, efficiency, and a stable political and economic environment, which has given them an edge. And while they might not be producing the same sheer volume as China or India, Vietnam's consistent performance and commitment to quality make them a key player in the global smartphone market. So there you have it, a closer look at the three countries dominating the global smartphone manufacturing game. These three countries together produce approximately 80% of all smartphones, with other countries like the United States, Japan, Germany, and South Korea covering the remaining 20%. As we've seen, the landscape is constantly shifting. China might still be on top, but India is hot on their heels, and Vietnam is holding strong with its own unique strengths. It'll be fascinating to see how these dynamics play out in the coming years. Will China be able to maintain its dominance? Will India continue its incredible growth? Only time will tell. Stay tuned for more updates on the ever-evolving smartphone market.